This video is sponsored by Bityard. With over 400 cryptocurrencies to choose from on their spot exchange, dozens of USDT pairs for futures trading, perpetual coin futures, trade commodities like gold, silver and oil, Forex, and major indices like Nasdaq. You can buy crypto from Bityard with over 50 different fiat currencies using Visa, MasterCard, Google or Apple Pay. If you like, you can use their copy trade facility, follow other traders who will execute trades on your behalf, or become a copy trader yourself. So if you want a bit of that, click the link in the description. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at VRA. So this will be the last video I'll make on VRA. It's like, yeah, I'm just telling you now that this is definitely one of those ones that I think is going to launch pretty high. And we can already see, if we zoom out on the weekly here, that we've got a high, a low, a higher high and a higher low. I think this kind of chart formation is likely to continue. There's no reason to suggest that it won't. It looks like an absolutely epic beast, and it has performed in an epic beast way. We bought the absolute bottom of this one before, based upon a few other ways of trading. Looking at the overall market was the first aspect of this, and then looking at other KuCoin, I suppose gems or shitcoins, whichever you prefer to look at them. They were all moving, and this one had a delayed fuse to it. So I thought, well, let's go in it, and it did. It had a delayed fuse, and then it started to launch. Do you know who moved first out of all of these? BITRUE, and look what's happening with BITRUE. So there's a very common theme going on here with these. Well, let's not call them shitcoins. People get very upset when I call them shitcoins. But there's a common theme going on here, which is that BITRUE sort of moons effectively, and everyone gets really excited and then takes their eyes off the prize, which is other altcoins which are still, you know, relatively low with better setups, better charts. Everybody wanting to buy in on BITRUE as it's going up, but failing to buy in on VRA as it's accumulating, which is what's going on here. This is a much better chart and a much better setup. We've got this big run up, big pullback down, run up, massive consolidation, broke out consolidation. To a large extent, this is showing the size of the volatility which is going to come into this. You can see that as soon as we broke out of here, we moved all the way up to the 200 exponential. It was only just come out of that consolidation, had to accumulate. The rest of the market wasn't quite ready. It's still accumulating itself. Got back down to the support, which is an absolute perfect entry. When you come out of a consolidation like this and you get an opportunity to buy the support floor, now is the time to buy it, which is obviously where I bought it. I keep an eye on this. It's one of my favorite, we'll call it a small cap, medium cap coin. I don't know what it stands at right now, but I'm not going to call it any nasty names. It's made me some serious cash, and I expect it to continue to do that, really. But the reason this is so good is the consolidation broke out. We came down to the support. Now buying this support is less risky than buying this support. Reason being, we're not under a very, very harsh electric fence style of resistance, which is what this is. Every time you come up to it, I can't take it, bzz, 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 can't take it. This time around, we're outside of it. So if we decide to run now, there's no real resistances above us. If we think about what we're looking at here on the daily, this is just a horizontal here that matches the 200 exponential, which effectively is saying break out here, make some sizable moves up. The most obvious place would be this horizontal that goes back all the way to its previous top, and again, you know, this is like just, it's not too far off a 100% move, really. If you think about what we're looking at here, it's about a 75% move. That's a pretty tasty move, and that would just be the start of it. We could probably match some fibs on this if we tried, and we would come across all of those zones if we do a candle body to candle body or a wick to wick. So the wick to wick will give you that exact level, and candle body to candle body will just be a little bit above. Now, I'm not a massive fan of using fibs. They are fine, they work, I've got nothing against them. It's just that most of the time it's pretty obvious to see where horizontals are, and they're most of the time in line with fibs. But I'm looking for this to break out from here sooner rather than later, and then make its way up to this level, which is basically 5 cents, really. Once 5 cents reclaimed, build a base above there, carry on through, new all-time high somewhere along down the line. It's not really started yet. This is an accumulation, and while in an accumulation, just be aware that accumulations are zones, right? This zone is relatively large if you think about it on a risk to reward basis. You buy here, you could come all the way back down to about 33, 34%. no big deal. This is what accumulations are like. This is why, if possible, you buy the bottom of the accumulation. But even if you bought the top, we've already measured from here to here as a 75% move to the up, and what, a 35% move to the down. So still risk to reward outweighs that. And this is just the first stop. I would imagine that this gets reclaimed and then it builds a higher high and a higher low and consistently keeps going up. If for whatever reason it does get moved to Binance, which there has been some serious evidence to suggest that it will. I think they're just waiting for the right time, i.e. Bull market, basically alt season type vibe. You know, the timing will be key for them. They don't want to list it when everything's going down. It would be like a non-event. You don't want to do that. And you want to list it when things are going up, and I imagine that's probably what they can do. I don't know if Coinbase will list it, but the thing is, everybody likes it. It's got a big community, and that kind of pressure goes into the prospect of getting a listing, because anyone who lists something wants it to be bought and sold. If the people express an interest, then the exchanges will certainly listen. So it's very realistic to imagine a Binance listing. I don't know about a Coinbase one, but stranger things have happened. But despite all of that, which is to me kind of non-events, and I'm not particularly bothered about those sort of things. Those things, you know, they can be listed. They don't need to be listed. We've already proved that just by using TA on this, that we can do some serious gains. And again, you know, from the bottom to the top here, that was a sizable move. That was a 10x. Selling on the way up, obviously, so I didn't make a 10x, but I made some serious X's, I can tell you that. I am looking for this to reverse and do exactly the same and go on to a new all-time high. So you know, if you were the ultimate moon boy, you'd buy now blindly. Oh, I'm going to get straight in. CryptoClick said it's going to go up. That's a 200% move. That might not seem that amazing to you, but that is a good move, and that is just to that point there. If you really wanted to be a trader and trade this, you would wait for the appropriate time to buy, maybe on the next pullback to a moving average. At the moment, it's showing very bullish signs on this 10 exponential, even getting picked up there quite well yesterday. You dollar cost average into this in the event that Bitcoin does have a pullback down to that $44,000 zone. Again, that is the line in the sand. That's where invalidations for all charts and crypto kicks in. If we close dailies and obviously weeklies below there, it's a big problem. But for the moment, we're not. So we've got to have a little faith in the market. Now, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to buy. Obviously, I bought down here, so I'm okay to leave this to ride. But I am expecting this to continue up and go from high to higher low. It's also pretty much the same deal going over here on the Bitcoin pair. The Bitcoin pair has just reclaimed this area of support, stroke resistance, stroke support. 10 exponential being the best friend of the uptrend, and the 200 exponential currently being the resistance. So it's the same setup, same chart. There's not any difference to it. Now, we do like to look at buy signals, and at the moment there's not really any on here. Well, there isn't any on here, or not on the daily. What we would likely get, though, if we continue with this kind of trajectory and a little higher perhaps, we'll get a pump signal on the Bitcoin pair with the itchy cloud. That's not yet generated, but would probably be generated over about a week or two from this point forward at this level. Or if we move a little higher, we generate it even sooner, and that could push us up to that significant zone, about 5 cent. And if we go over to here to the tether pairing, we're much closer to getting that signal. Green portion of the cloud, price above the cloud, cross down here, and we're just waiting for this cheeky span to close outside of the price. So if we moved up and started to close above 3.1 cent, we would get that signal. Inevitably, that would be enough to push us up to the 5 cent zone. If we just meander sideways around this level, that's fine as well. It'll just take a few more days, we'll get the signal, and then those signals can sometimes, you know, as we're looking at it on a daily here, could take up to a couple of weeks for it to play out, but they play out more often than not. You know, a decent risk to reward on that signal alone. It's not a continuation of a trend signal, it's a pump signal, but we don't really need it to give us a continuation of a trend signal. We just need the next lift up, because being above the 200 exponential, just like any chart, should be the building block of any uptrend, and that's what we're looking to get. So yeah, I'm very much in favor of this continuing to go up over time. The weekly looks great, and this is the best way to view this. We're looking at this on a weekly basis. Your returns are going to be based on weekly candle bodies, so you're not looking for, and you know, I wouldn't be saying, you know, even though there is opportunity to make quick trades, I wouldn't be saying, oh look, you know, get in this one, make $1 million, you know, nice and easy. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that this is one of the better charts in crypto. It's on the smaller exchanges. Now it's crossing over into some of the larger ones as well. You can argue that KuCoin is actually quite a large exchange in itself. It's always heavily traded for, in comparison to its brothers and sisters on KuCoin. And it's got a trajectory which is effectively an uptrend. First major target is going to be between 10 and 12 cent. That's where I'm going to be looking to take my next major amount out. And if we think about that in the form of Bitcoin and its Bitcoin pairs, we are effectively looking towards a kind of a new all-time high, so surpassing this entry, this beginning wick of VRA, which is ridiculous. A lot of charts look like this. If we can surpass that, then all the moon boys that talk about VRA in the most positive light ever for the sake of clicks, and do you know what, I think I'm going to add clickbait to this one. The channel needs all help it can get, but there is reason to think that it can do that, and that, just like this volatility down here, which was massive, these are huge ups and huge downs, they get dwarfed. Effectively, that's what these will look like in the end when we have our next big move and our continuation of the chart, which could really, honestly, I'm not joking, I'm really not joking, could end up being like this. You've seen what these charts look like, some of these charts that we've traded in the past. Matic, you zoom back out and you go back to when I was making loads of videos on how to trade Matic and make the most out of the volatility. All of that is effectively irrelevant when you think about the moon boy bag that we tried to collect as much of, because inevitably what happens when these coins end up doing those super moon boy shots, they basically make everything irrelevant, and the main winners are the ones who just buy and hold. And I think that is a VRA kind of situation, to be honest with you. The hodlers will be rewarded on this one in the end. I think this is a hodler's delight. Right, so I'm going to leave it with you there. So yeah, excuse the crypto clickbait, sorry, and I'll leave it with you there. So have a nice day. Take it easy.
Pas en pite.